This is Sky News weather. This is a severe weather alert.
An update on the status of storm warnings for the Northern Territory and New South Wales, with the detailed warning cancelled for Darwin. And of course, an update on what's happening in Queensland with ex-tropical cyclone Penny. Storm warnings remain in effect for New South Wales for large hail and damaging winds for areas in the east, and the Northern Territory damaging winds and heavy rainfall possible in storms. Earlier we saw a squall line of storms move towards Dundee Beach after hitting Katherine in the morning. It then provided a little bit of rain and some cooling to the Darwin area, but low storms have largely dissipated and pushed offshore. A storm warning remains in effect for parts of the Daly as well as the Barkly district of the Northern Territory for damaging winds, however. This afternoon we've also started to see storms moving across the Hunter Valley region and over parts of the Blue Mountains area. Some of these storms look like they could be severe, with large hail and damaging winds a risk in these storms. Areas at risk include places like Gosford, Scone, Cessnock, Maitland, Katoomba and Bilpin. But thankfully these storms are also providing some relief from the heat of the day at the very least. And in terms of the forecast, showers and storms will continue for a few more hours in New South Wales, but should dissipate overnight and into tomorrow. Meanwhile, in Queensland, ex-tropical cyclone Penny continues to deliver heavy rainfall for parts of the Queensland coastline. And that area of heavy rainfall is expected to shift northwards towards the Herbert and the lower Burdekin regions over the course of tomorrow. And that's where we'll see some of the worst impacts. Ex-tropical cyclone Penny will move near parallel to the coast over the next 24 hours. To the south of the system is where we'll see the heaviest rain. So right now it's located near the Bowen region of Queensland. That means the worst of the weather will be located between about the Mackay and Proserpine area, where heavy rain is a risk leading to flash flooding. And then overnight tonight into tomorrow, as the system moves further to the north, it will start affecting places like the Bowen region, the Ayr region, and the Townsville area. 6-hourly rainfall rates could be in excess of 100 millimeters, and that's definitely enough to cause flash flooding. In addition to that, as the system moves over the Queensland tropics this weekend, it'll continue to deliver heavy rainfall, and a flood watch has been issued for coastal catchments between Proserpine and Cape Tribulation. For assistance in storm damage, contact the State Emergency Services on 132 500.
Tropical cyclone Penny has been impacting the Queensland coastline over the last 24 hours or so. We've had some good falls in and around the Airlie Beach region. Now, Hamilton Island collected 78 millimetres in the gauge. We also had the heaviest rain in 2 years hit Proserpine, and winds have been picking up as a result of that system. Severe thunderstorms have also been impacting inland parts of the country, in New South Wales in particular, where we had damaging winds and, of course, heavy downpours. Bega saw a 100km/h wind gust on, of course, Tuesday evening, and for Wednesday we saw severe weather once again. Thursday, it's all happening along the east coast. We have showers and thunderstorms for inland regions of New South Wales. And of course, the showers and thunderstorms are hitting you in the tropics of Queensland. Now, dust storms have been a dominant feature over the last 24 hours in Clermont and also in New South Wales in western parts of the state, and that is due to the damaging winds whipped up by severe thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorms are a threat once again in the southeast and northeast tropical coastlines, with heavy falls for you in Townsville, Cardwell, places like Ingham as well, and that is from ex-tropical cyclone Penny. Showers are forecast to persist along the remainder of the Queensland coastline, including the southeast corner, and that's just with onshore winds. This is what it was looking like on Tuesday when we had severe thunderstorms lash inland parts of New South Wales. Now, Bellambi had 25 millimetres in the gauge. It really was about the wind gusts, though, where we did see wind gusts of over 100km/h near Canberra. As a result, the State Emergency Services did respond to over 85 calls for assistance on Tuesday afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms are a threat once again this afternoon and for your Thursday afternoon. A few showers with possible thunderstorms in the east, mainly about the coast and ranges. Southerly winds in western, southern and central districts. Of course, we did see those dust storms in Western Sydney on Tuesday evening, and we'll continue to see showers across the far north of the state as well. Sunny, settled and dry in Victoria. Wasn't looking too sunny or settled in Toowoomba on Tuesday afternoon. Take a look at this, a hailstorm hit. Now, we did see severe thunderstorms tear through southeastern parts of the country. Really, storm outbreak continuing. No more stormy skies in Victoria, though single-digit minimums overnight across the state. Showers will be clearing from the west and south in Tasmania. It's a dry, settled one, basically statewide. Swansea 23 degrees. A dry day ahead for you in South Australia, and it'll be mild to warm about the southern coastline, grading to very hot in the far north. 38 degrees for you in Coober Pedy. To the west coast, where we have extreme fire danger forecast for inland parts of the state. It is a cooler one by the west coast with southwesterly winds moving up the coastline. Geraldton 27 degrees, and to the top end where we're seeing a dry day, reprieve in the storms, searing heat for the outback.
A heat wave developing in the south, more storms for New South Wales, and of course, ex-tropical cyclone continues to bring a deluge to parts of Queensland. Let's start there because that's what's happening right now and over the next few days. We have this system which is going to be slowly migrating northwest parallel or near parallel to the Queensland coast Wednesday and into Thursday. As that happens, the heaviest of the rain will also shift on Thursday, rather from around the Mackay, Hamilton Island area up to around the Ayr, Townsville, Rollingston, and around that sort of Cardwell region as well. That's where we could see the flash flooding shift to on Thursday. And some totals there, including you in Townsville, could be in excess of 100 millimeters with very heavy rainfall rates. Good news on the balance, of course, but it's severe weather. You've got to drive the conditions. Now, on Friday, the heaviest of the rain will then shift to tropical North Queensland and the Tablelands region. Very heavy totals here. And the remnants of this system, what you can't really see here, is actually going to push away from Queensland over the weekend, across the Gulf, and then to the Northern Territory's top end, where it may even reform in the Timor Sea or even in the Indian Ocean. So you can see a center of circulation there. That's what the remnants of Penny is doing. So you still got a little mid-level disturbance which is pushing through, dragging moisture in the tropics with it. So what's that going to be doing? Well, that's causing the rain over this weekend to shift out of Queensland and head to the Northern Territory's top end, but it'll also bring a burst of heavy rain, potentially some of the heaviest rain we've seen all year for the top end on a widespread scale. And of course, for the Queensland tropics from Townsville up to around the Cooktown area, expect another 50 to 150 millimeters. Some areas potentially over the next 2 days getting over 200 millimeters of rainfall. In New South Wales, Wednesday through to Friday, more storms are coming through, but the most intense storms will be on Friday before easing this weekend. Now, taking a look at Thursday's rainfall forecast, we're going to be cloudy conditions for you in Wollongong, Sydney, and even Newcastle, and then storms in the afternoon across central areas. Bathurst, Orange, Dubbo areas at risk. But the more intense storms are on Friday. That's as this low-pressure trough in the interior deepens and we start to see moisture filter through and we get a storm setup which is similar to that of just a few days ago. Areas like Wagga Wagga, Canberra, and down to the Jervis Bay area are all at risk of seeing intense storms, bringing the risk of hail, maybe some flash flooding and damaging winds on Friday. And finally, we're going to see another heat wave hit parts of the interior and the south, including you in Adelaide just briefly there. 40-degree heat widespread across the south and interior and lasting a week or more for some areas. The air mass derives from inland parts of the country and is going to be shifted across more populated areas of Australia. For instance, you in Broken Hill starting this weekend having another run of days well above 40 degrees lasting for potentially a week or more.
Gee, I bet they're going to love that. I was listening to the ABC this morning too, and the weatherman on there said he had a sneaking suspicion that Penny's going to come back for a third time. And I thought, well, if Penny is going to come back for a third time, because Penny, it was Riley who found the penny in the pond, right? Owen's pond, Riley's penny. When he turned the penny over, when he flipped the penny, so he turned the penny over many times because he flipped the penny. He then saw his own face on the penny. Heads I win, tails you lose, he said to Owen. And it must have been a heads, or did he toss the coin 3 times? 3 different oceans, 3 different incarnations of penny. Do you recognise this symbol? I just drew it because penny is the coin is round, the pond was round, the moon was round, and Penny is going to have a third life. A third life in a third ocean. Gulf of Carpentaria, the Coral Sea, and the Timor Sea, or the Indian Ocean. Three Lives of Penny. And when Riley looked at the penny, he saw his own face for the first time.